A renowned business administrator and leader in the field of petroleum engineering with more than 36 years of professional experience to his credit, Gregory Paul Hill has excelled as the president and chief operating officer of the Hess Corporation, formerly known as Amerada Hess, since 2009. He previously served as the executive vice president of the Asia division of Shell E&P International from 2006 to 2008, the vice president of production in Europe for Shell E&P International from 2003 to 2006, and Chief Executive Officer of Enterprise Oil from 2002 to 2003. Prior to these appointments, he found success as the Senior Vice President of Era Energy LLC from 1999 to 2002, the General Manager of Planning London for Shell Oil Company from 1997 to 1998, the Operating Vice President of Era Energy LLC from 1996 to 1997, the Operating Vice President of Cal Resources LLC from 1994 to 1996, the Manager of Petroleum Engineering at Shell Western E&P from 1992 to 1993, and the Strategic Planning Manager of Shell Oil Company from 1991 to 1992. Mr. Hill began his rewarding career with Shell Oil Company in 1983 and served in various technical and leadership roles in California until 1990. Outside of his primary professional endeavors, Mr. Hill has been active as a board member for the National Ocean Industries Association since 2019, Harbor Energy since 2018, the Greater Houston Partnership since 2015, and the API Upstream Committee since 2013. Over the course of his robust career, Mr. Hill has done business in 56 countries, having first left the United States in 1957. He believes that getting out there and experiencing a variety of cultures in the world is one of the most important things a successful business person can do for themselves and their work. Before embarking on his career, Mr. Hill gravitated toward his engineering path from a young age, as he had always had an innate curiosity as to how things worked, specifically anything mechanical. Moreover, growing up in Wyoming shaped his interest in the fields of oil and gas. From these formative years up until now, he has strived to leave things better than how he found them. Upon graduating from high school, Mr. Hill pursued a formal education at the University of Wyoming, where he earned a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering in 1983. Upon reflection of his early career, Mr. Hill points to former Vice President Dick Cheney as an inspiration for him. While a junior high school student, the former vice president, who had just served as the White House Chief of Staff during the Gerald Ford administration, spoke at his school. Mr. Hill had been selected by his civics teacher to ask him questions during the lecture and act as the voice of the student body. Mr. Hill would later read Cheney's biography and realize that he saw much of himself in the politician, as he, too, spent his youth in Wyoming and then rose to become the Vice President of the United States. Mr. Hill has also been extremely involved in many civic efforts. He has been a chairman for the University of Wyoming Foundation since 2018, a board member for CEOs Against Cancer since 2016, and an executive council member for the Blue Ribbon Panel on Sustaining America's Diverse Fish and Wildlife since 2015. In addition, he was appointed by the governor of Wyoming as a board member of the Wyoming Business Council, as chairman of the Wyoming Governors Endow Initiative, and as the co-chairman of the Wyoming Governor's Tier 1 Engineering Task Force. Finally, he was chosen as a University of Wyoming Distinguished Alumni in 2015. In order to have a successful career, Mr. Hill believes it's important to balance and maintain a healthy work ethic with quiet, peaceful time, and to keep pushing oneself to learn new things and create new challenges. To those who aspire to follow in his footsteps, he advises, be hungry and humble and not afraid to take risks. Many of his biggest accomplishments, in fact, occurred in areas where he initially had no idea how to tackle or handle situations. However, his infallible confidence in himself allowed him to ultimately find success. Gifted with an ability to connect with anyone in an organization, no matter where they rank in terms of power, Mr. Hill has proven to be an extremely effective and admired leader in his field. He hopes that his legacy will be as someone who consistently wanted others to feel important and recognized for their contributions, and a leader who showed great humility despite overseeing a major successful corporation. Finally, Mr. Hill always wants to be known as a leader who made a difference.